Brothers and sisters, Pan-Africanists, and friends around the world, I salute you all. This is your brother, Rodolphe Kinga, your humble servant. As usual, I always come with a message to wake up the world we live in today. We're experiencing so many bad things. We're experiencing so many bad decisions from so-called our leaders, those who lead this world. I'm not talking about small leaders, for not to use the wrong word. I'm talking about the top leaders, the Europeans and the Americans people. I'm not talking about the citizens of those countries, but I'm talking about the leaders. It started with economic crisis, then it's COVID-19, and now it's the war in Ukraine. So, who is it benefiting? Obviously, the poor and the middle class, they're just going down. The rich just keep getting richer. Today, those nations, they are the ones who give orders in the world. Whatever they decide which is good for them, it must be good for everyone. And then they say we are in the democracy world. Are we? Fellow brothers and sisters and friends, question yourself. I'm not a politician, I always say it. I don't even know how politics works. I'm just one of those people who are trying to make a difference, who see things in a different way. I don't have a background education so high. I don't think I need it, because those who have it, they are the ones who are the cause of this world who are going down now. They are the ones who are destroying this world. Those we call genius, they are the ones who are killing this world, who are messing up with people's mind, destroying people. I don't want to be educated. If you ask me, I don't need it. I'm just seeking for wise, to be wise. I'm just seeking for being wise, that's all. At least a wise person will think twice before he say or he take decisions. A wise person will think of others before himself. A wise person will know what can be good for others and for himself also. I will never stop saying this. If today the world is in this position, if today we're experiencing so many bad crises, it's because of the American leaders and the Europeans. This has nothing to do with the European and the American citizens. Have to do with the leaders in America and Europe. My question is, what are you trying to achieve? Have you not armed the world enough to take conscience? Have you not destroyed enough people to take conscience? Started from decades with colonization, oppression, with war, killing, destruction. You brought us homosexuality. You insist that every country must agree with. Those who doesn't agree, those leaders who doesn't agree, they are dictators. My question is, are we people, human beings? I'm not against those who are homosexual, but I believe that without a connection of a man and a woman, you so-called a homosexual, you were not supposed to be born, because nobody is born from the tree. Even animals, to produce themselves, they have to be a male and a female. Is this evil mind a way of stopping multiplying human beings in the world, or is just because they feel happy to confront God that he was wrong for them being men or women? Okay, that's not the really topic. Let's leave that for those who are in that world. Don't take me wrong. I'm not against you people. That is the life you choose, so be it. Remember, everyone is the master of his destiny. We can tell you what to do, but doesn't mean that you have to do what we ask you. So don't hurt me for saying that is the fact. So what is the fact? You cannot change it. America went to Iraq, destroyed and ended up even killing the president of Iraq, Saddam Hussein, in the name of democracy. America went to Afghanistan, destroy, mess up, and leave the country with insecurity in the name of democracy. America went to Libya. Libya, a country which was going to a right direction. The Libyan nation, they were one of the proud African people with a strong economy and a good life for every one of them. A newborn children could have been supported by the government or used to be supported, please correct me, by the government of Gaddafi. Every celebration of Muslims, there used to be gift for people. A country which had students who were supported by the government. A country where after finishing your study, you get a job. A country where you could get a loan without interest. A loan without interest. Now you tell me, which country in the world does that? Which government in the world does that? Libyans were living a good life. Doesn't matter how long that president have to be in that seat. If it's working for them, it shouldn't be your problem. Because remember, what works for the European and the American is not forcefully have to work for Africans, people in Africa. We are two different people in a different world. We have our own weather condition, we have our own life way of living, we have our own way of our government leaders. So that's how it is. We have respect for adults, we have respect for our parents. We have no right to say any wrong words in front of our parents, no matter how angry we can be. That's how we are. Compared to Africa, to European and American people, they can say anything to their parents, it's normal. But as African, it's like a sin. It's a taboo. So we have two different ways of living. What if we tell the Americans or the Europeans what to do? Are they going to do it? In fact, they never take any advice from us. When you come to our countries, to our continents, you tell us what to do. You take decision for us. We are like children. Even our leaders are like children to you people. This is the fact. Today we even have some African leaders who are selling their nation, their people, for the sake of being liked or being loved to the Europeans. My question is, what legacy those leaders will leave behind them? Because we only have few heroes. We have a few living heroes. For example, Professor Lumumba. That's a pure Pan-African in blood and mind. Everything he does, everything he says is for the interest of Africans. we look at President Assemi Goïta from Mali. That's a pure Pan-African. He's one of the Thomas Sankara descendant. The way he does things, there's no difference between the late President Thomas Sankara. We look at Julius Malema in South Africa. The president commander of EFF is a true Pan-Africanist. There are a lot. We look at in Cameroon, President things President President Mbanda. He's every time in African TV. What is the name of this channel again? I always watch it most of the time, but I just forget the name. And Africa Media. Mr. President Mbandakani. And all those others I forgot to mention their names, please forgive me. I salute even Africa Media, because without that channel, without that media, we're still gonna be blind, not knowing what is happening. It's the only media in the world of Africans who are giving us the true information. The rest of the media is just nonsense. It's just, sorry to use that word, but they are manipulated. They have been used to feed people with false information. I really wonder what they will tell the world one day for their lies, for killing people with false information. You have no shame for the career you choose. Living in lies, feeding the whole world lies. And every day you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror. I wonder if you question yourself. Those journalists, those presenters are lost people. They are one of the people who are destroying the world. Shame on you. Shame on destroying people. Shame on making people idiot. Shame on you for making a living with lies. Today, even our leaders, they are so hungry of being in power. They cannot even tell their people the true story about them being Africans. It's a pity. And then with those lies and mind distraction, They're driving them with blue light cars, going on the media and telling lies, destroying their own people. But if they don't pay for it, someone has to pay for it. Who's going to be? Remember, which legacy you're going to leave behind you. Because once you're gone, you will never know what is happening in this world, this living world. It's okay for you. It's okay for now. Because you're living a life of today. You don't see tomorrow. For you, tomorrow never exists. Remember, we cannot see what is behind the world. That is the biggest problem. We cannot see what is behind the world. It's not too late to recover yourself. Be a good leader of your people so that they can remember once you're no longer down, or once you're no longer in power. Be a good leader to your nation so that wherever you are, wherever you go, they're always going to look for you. They're always going to think of you in a good way. Look at now, we're experiencing many things like in South Africa, people don't want to talk about it. Yesterday it was phobic attack, today is Dudula operation. What's going to happen tomorrow? What is next tomorrow? We don't know. Are we slaves in our own continent? Do we have to feel insecure in our own continent? Because one person is born in a different nationality. Why African black people hate one another so badly? What is in our DNA which makes us so vulnerable? Let's look at what is happening in Ukraine. Look at how they're welcoming their brothers and sisters in Europe. For them, as long as you are white, you are a good immigrant. Paper or not, you are a good immigrant. Or you are a good illegal immigrant. Their color comes first. But when it comes to Africa, its other color comes first. We are slaves everywhere we go, even in our own country and our own continent. It's not only South Africa. It's most of the African countries. Except one special country I always admire, Tanzania. In Tanzania, as long as you are a black African, you are at home. Tanzanian people, Tanzanian brothers and sisters, basalamu yetu, una mtoto wa Tanzania. If there's a country which has a good image for African people is Tanzania. I've never been there. Everyone who come from Tanzania, everyone who were in Tanzania as black African, they will never tell you that they were rejected or maltreated. That Tanzania. But when you go to different countries like in Africa, they always remind you where you come from. This is one of the reasons we still slave in the hands of white people. Let's be open. Let's be realistic. A white man is not wrong. He look after his own interest for his people and his. So you cannot blame them. If the black African people can do the same, then we'll understand the mind of a white person. Because we cannot do that, it's not because we don't understand, but it's because we don't want to understand. We are the last race, nation in the world who are the less in the voice of the world. Our voice doesn't matter in the world because we have no good experience amongst us, between us. It's simple. A nation don't like each other cannot have respect from other nation. That's how we are. We don't like each other, we don't tolerate each other. So why do you want other nation or other race to tolerate us, to respect us? Look at the Chinese, they have their own issues, but if you put them with a black African, they will choose their own people first. It's normal. It's not something like saying they are racist. No. This is what is always in our mind as black African people. We want people to choose us first, where we cannot choose ourselves first. How come? I feel pity for all the Pan-Africanists who are fighting for our unity. Because if the government, if the leader cannot start teaching us who we really are, it's impossible for people to unite themselves. And I think this is what they want. We mustn't be united, because if we can be united, it's a problem for them. If today America and Europe always take decision for us black Africans, it's just because they know that we behave like cows. Not like, but we are cows. If you don't see what is wrong with you, then you have a big problem. Something is wrong with our color.